7 at Alder Creek Farm. We have done so much work, and check out the garden around you, the permaculture. Isn't it looking fabulous?
It is.
Yay. Yeah, the team has worked really hard. We have the beds defined. We're going to be mapping it out so that it will make it a little easier if one of the leaders is not here with you working. They can say go to bed ABC whatever, and you'll know which area they're talking about for planting, weeding, that sort of thing. So our lesson today is on asparagus beds. Asparagus are a long-lived hardy perennial, and so when you put your asparagus bed in, you want to make sure that you really work your soil well, that you add lots of compost. They are a heavy feeder. You get really one chance to do it right to begin with, and our Saturday crew experienced that and did it right. The bed right here with the bag hanging on it, you can see the mound. On either side of those mounds where the posts are, we have rows of asparagus. This asparagus will not be ready this year, nor will it be ready next year, but the following year. So we planted 1-year-old crowns. They look like little octopuses. They're about the size of my hand, and they are roots. They're called crowns, and so they're planted about 6 inches deep to begin with, 6 to 8 inches, and then you start piling a couple inches of soil on it. Then they'll start putting their growth out, and then you'll pile a little bit more soil until you get that to a nice bed. The bed was prepared with, I don't know how many wheelbarrows of compost we put on that.
About 4, I think.
About four full wheelbarrow loads of compost, plus a couple of digested manure. Worked all that in, and it's going to be very happy. We also planted some onions in the row to kind of mark it. So we've got a mixed planting there. Eventually, we have talked about maybe putting some strawberries in with the asparagus so that we minimize any root disturbance. The asparagus crowns are down deep, and so anything else that you'd want to plant there as a companion plant, you would want to make sure that they were shallow rooted, like strawberries, onions, that sort of thing. We do have an established asparagus bed, and we're going to be fertilizing that today. I'll be working with Mary on the ratio, but you put on fertilizer twice in the year. You do it early in the spring, just as the asparagus are starting to come up, or maybe a little bit before. They say before your soil reaches 50 degrees, and we're right about that now. And then again after you harvest. The harvest season is 6 to 8 weeks. And yes, we will have a lottery still. You know, we would have to have, you know, like this whole permaculture area to satisfy all of our asparagus cravings, I'm sure. So, you know, it's a lovely, very tender, fresh spring treat that we get. We did plant purple asparagus crowns this year, and they are male plants. The male plants produce more spears, where the female plants will produce more seeds. And so we wanted to go for the fruit. So we did get the male plants. So let's go on over and we'll take a look at